Okay, so now we are ready to actually flesh out the encounters. All right, so first we're going to move this one down to the next page. All right, so we're going to use a map. We want to attach a map to any encounter. And I have a map in mind for this. It is a boat, a long boat. So let me add that to Appendix 1. So heading 2. What do I call it? Transport, river transport, water transport. Okay, and pick. Let's go over to my maps. That's close. That's coastal raiders. I used that one before, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Longboat. That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, see, it's just a good open area. What are we going to say about okay, so we need to add the lighting. This is going to be it's going to be an overcast day. Storm is coming. It's going to depend on the weather. Yeah, actually, we're going to be using this in every encounter, and this is going to vary. So we're not going to put these things on here. All right, so there's a possibility, though, that the PCs will not be going on a boat ride. So we're going to include just a generic Savannah map, just a I'm going across the country kind of map. We have several of those. I think there's one called Path Near Forest that I'm thinking of. It's just a really good utility map. Path Near Forest. There we go. Whoops. Okay, so the babaos. We're going to go with water transport is the map. The good thing I like about the babaos, there's several things I like, but one of them is their ability to levitate. So they'll be able to get onto the water transport. I'm going to go ahead and give them a swim speed anyway, but that's fine. All right, so the babaos, or Path Near Forest. Okay, so we just need so here's actually a place where I go counter to a lot of module writers, in that right. So I'm not looking to DM. I'm looking in read aloud text to give just what the DM needs to set up the scene and get into the action. You see, I've seen literally pages of read aloud text, and I got to tell you, I hate it. There's an ancient debate about read aloud text, and there are many well-respected writers who include a great deal of read aloud text. They believe that it adds a lot to the adventure, that it takes a lot of pressure off of the DM as far as setting the mood and flavoring the adventure. But I'm just really old school on that. I think that the game should be played by the players, and the writer is not there. It's not his job. And the read aloud text should just set up the scene with the minimum amount of observable information necessary to get things going. But that's me, and like I say, there are many, many reasonable writers who disagree. All right, so with that in mind, all right, so the day is clear. The day is overcast, I'm sorry. The day is overcast. It looks like there is a storm in the on the horizon. And the smell of coming rain is in the air. All right, so the bowels are going to come in levitated. I think that's the idea. Levitate, the problem is it doesn't give you a lot of forward motion, but they could have launched themselves into motion. You know what? We're going to spare that. We're just going to have the babaos. We're going to give them the benefit of a Cape of the Mountebank, so they can just dim door in. All right. Only around you are spindly creatures with vicious claws. And a leathery hide. Yeah, what we're going to do. All right, so running adventure. The Bavals have used their Yeah, Bavals, they don't have a lot of motivation or they just look to to sow discord and trauma wherever they come. So, right. So, scaling the encounter. We have 1 for PC. Pretty straightforward scaling. Okay. So we got the bow is from Polo's Guide to Monsters, page 136. Okay, so there are things that we can do just almost always to beef up our creature. So looking at the Babao, it does not have proficiency in any saving throws. So we're going to give it some proficiency in saving throws. Looks like Int and Wisdom are probably the 2 that it is currently the weakest in. So we're going to give it proficiency in those 2. We're going to make these optional for the DM. So saving throws, Int +2, Wisdom +3. Another thing we want to do, almost certainly, is because they have some devil heritage to them, we're going to go ahead and bestow these Babaos. Is that right? Demons and devils clash in his league. One of these battles pitted them. It is said that Glacia wounded with her sword, and where his blood struck the ground, possessed the cunning of a devil and the bloodthirstiness of we're going to go ahead and give him Devil Sight. So we're going to make this optional as well. Senses. Oh wait, that wouldn't be senses. Okay, so we get Devil Sight. And that will be as in, well, let's see. We could choose a devil. Do they not have devils in DGMs? No, they don't have devils. Okay, as an imp. And what page is an imp on? Let's look back over here. As an imp, page 76. Monster Manual 76. Alright, so we need to give him some magic enhancements. Well, let's see. We're not going to make Cape of the Mountebank optional, so we're just going to put Cape of the Mountebank. I think. There's no need to put a cape in there. We'll just do innate spellcasting. Add once per day Dimension Door. Then all right, so there are certain things that I always include with my stat blocks. One of them is, almost always, an optional magic enhancement. These are magic items that the DM can add to the creatures if they play in a more rich campaign. So, we are going to give them the bowel benefits as if possessing a ring of free action, always a useful thing, and a stone of good luck. And the babao is going to the babao's claw are considered vicious weapons. Right, so those together should be a pretty good suite of challenges for the PCs. Now I'm going to add one other thing here. I'm going to add an environmental effect. We're going to call this a breaking storm. This is a weather event. A thunderstorm breaks and releases a lightning bolt. Thunderstorm is just a good event for when the PCs are traveling a long distance, because people get caught out in thunderstorms. It's bad news. Has happened throughout human history. Continues to happen to this day. So each PC, all right, so this is going to use the damage for a dangerous trap, which is for 11th level PCs, I want to say is 4d10, but let me make sure. Ooh, traps. Where are you, traps? You are 120. th level. Oh, I'm sorry. It actually has gone up, yeah. So the damage is going to be 10d10. That's pretty heavy for 11th level. That wouldn't be too bad if they were like even 13th level. So I'm actually going to tone that down just a slight bit to 8d10. So each PC, or each party member, suffers 8d10, that would be 4 times 11, 44 lightning damage. Right, so each takes 44 lightning damage. A successful, and then I'm going to use a dangerous, actually the upper limit of a dangerous save DC. So a DC 15 dexterity saving throw halves the damage. If the save fails by 5 more, the PC, the creature incurs nerve damage. while damaged. And cannot take reactions. This is flavored after the effect of shocking grass, by the way. All right, so a long rest ends the nerve damage, and the DM may decide that other things do. I'm not going to fill that. Just other things may. I was going to suggest some things like Paladin's Lay on Hands or greater restoration or even lesser restoration. All right, so if any PC has a passive, let's just go with proficiency. Proficiency in nature. The PC can warn of the severe danger. It is then a DC 25. The PCs can achieve a DC 25 Wisdom Survival check in the moments they find enough cover so that every PC has advantage. There we go. Okay, so now I have enough here to run this encounter. And then I will see how it plays. I may actually substitute this random encounter for a specific encounter if things come up. But right now it looks like this is going to be pretty good. I don't know why that does that. All right, there's something going on there. So view, draft. All right, so I'm going to have the Babao's attack, and then I'm going to have the Breaking Storm. Boom, boom. There's the first encounter, the random encounter. That's going to get things underway. It will help me to gauge what the PCs are up to. If I have a specific encounter that I think was better than the Babao's, I can include it instead, something towards a specific history of a PC, for example. All right, and I'm going to replicate this process through the other 3 encounters. So I'm not going to expose you to that whole grinding process. I'll do a summary at the end and review what I've done before doing the concluding the adventure.